If you're like me, you don't have any friends. Any friends that would like to play a Half-Life game with you, that is. So you can probably imagine that I haven't really played Half-Life Decay the way that it was supposed to be played. In fact, I haven't really played it much at all. If only there was a way to play Half-Life Decay on your own without the need of a friend to pick up the second controller. Well, what if I told you that there is actually a way? And no, I don't mean picking up both controllers to control both Colette and Gina on your own. You sad napkin. There is a mod currently in development called Half-Life Decay SOLO Mission by Mr. Floyd that aims to take Half-Life Decay and squish it into a single-player experience. And while that's being attempted, the maps get a visual overhaul as well, because we're not bound to the PS2 anymore. Everything seemed to go super well for the mod until something happened to Mr. Floyd. He got hired by 3D Realms, just like some other Half-Life mod creators. To do what exactly? Nobody knows. That's a secret still. Because of this job opportunity though, Mr. Floyd's focus shifted from Decay SOLO Mission to his work at 3D Realms instead, meaning that Decay SOLO Mission went on a hiatus. But hey, guess what? It's back now. As you may have been able to tell from me making this video. Mr. Floyd finished his work with 3D Realms for now, leaving him some time to work on Solo Mission. And in the middle of January, a new media update was posted to the official ModDB page for the project, detailing some new progress that was made. Let's go over it. LambdaGeneration. A new video means a new FNARD of the Week spotlight. This week we're featuring the artwork by LambdaGen community member @Dan the Green Slime. They must like geometric shapes a lot because all of our favorite Half-Life characters look very square in this one. Want your artwork featured next? Post it in the fan art category over at community.lambdageneration.com and maybe I'll right-click and save your fan art next. Okay, so before I'm going to dive into the latest media update, let me tell you a little something about Decay SOLO Mission's objective as a mod. Half-Life Decay SOLO Mission aims to rebuild the PS2 exclusive piece of DLC for Half-Life called Half-Life Decay into a solely single-player experience, since the original was meant to be played co-op. In the process of rebuilding the game for a solo player only, maps are getting a bit of polish as well, bringing them more in line with how the original Half-Life looks on PC. Because the original was made specifically for the PS2, some compromises in the visual department had to unfortunately be made by Gearbox, who was in charge of the PS2 version of Half-Life and the development of Decay. It's also worth mentioning that this is aiming to be a pretty faithful recreation of the expansion pack, meaning that we won't see any new additions to the story, no extra maps, and most importantly, there won't be a co-op mode for this. It's called Solo Mission for a reason, of course. Colette won't even make an appearance in the mod whatsoever. Essentially, Half-Life Decay Solo Mission is aiming to rework the original Decay into a more standard Half-Life expansion pack like Blue Shift or Opposing Force, and on the same quality level so that people who don't want to play co-op can experience the story and levels too. Alright, with all that out of the way, let's get into this new media update. Mr. Floyd starts off by stating that he's happy to be back at work on Decay Solo Mission, for how long that might take before he's flung back into the development dungeons over at 3D Realms, that is. The first map comparison shot that we get to see here is from an area in Chapter 4 of the original expansion. As we switch from the PS2 version to the new Decay Solo Mission version, you can already tell that there is a whole lot more details present here. There are now benches along the walls, snacks and drink machines, and the overall geometric details have been increased. It's worth mentioning though that the lighting seems kind of flat in this screenshot, and that's because this is an in-editor screenshot, meaning that the lighting hasn't been baked yet. This will be done once the map has been properly compiled. We have another screenshot here from another area of Chapter 4 of Decay. We don't have a comparison screenshot for this one unfortunately, but I can definitely tell it has a lot more detail in its texture work and geometry than what the PlayStation 2 was able to handle, that's for sure. Another interesting thing that Solo Mission is now going to have, that isn't necessarily mapping related, is a brand new subtitle system. This means that people who have difficulties hearing can now read conversations instead. Gold Source is notorious for not really having a subtitle system out of the box, so this is very welcome. It's shown off in this video that he shared in the media update. It looks quite good already, it does the job. But according to Mr. Floyd, it's not quite done just yet and will require further refinements to its look and feel. It's gonna feel a lot like Source Engine subtitles, which you can already make out from the way the text animates. I swear, there are many ways you can recognize a Source Engine-based game, and one of those ways is by looking at these subtitles. Hell, even Titanfall 2 has the same old Source Engine subtitles, almost entirely unchanged. It's amazing. Alright, I trailed off a little bit there. The last thing mentioned here is that Mr. Floyd has a Patreon page, so if you'd like to support him on there, then be sure to check it out. Updates about the mod can also be found on his Twitter page, which I'll be sure to link down below. And that's all there is to the media update. But wait, there's more. Because very recently, and I seriously mean a couple of days ago, and this is kind of the reason why I'm making this video in the first place, Half-Life Decay Solo Mission got its very own Steam page. That's right. Once it's finished, you can find Half-Life Decay right here on the Steam platform, just like Opposing Force and Blue Shift. Just in a different, more solo-fied kind of way. Isn't that great? I absolutely love it when mods get Steam pages. It always feels like a massive achievement. I'd like to congratulate Mr. Floyd for getting his mod on Steam, and I can't wait to play it finally when it's done. Oh, and you can already sort of play it. Some of it at least. A demo for Half-Life Decay Solo Mission has been available for a while now, and you can download it from ModDB. This demo contains the first 30 minutes of content. Do you know that this demo might not represent the final product anymore in the end because more work is being done on even those levels? And that's it for Half-Life Decay Solo Mission. Now, this is where I would usually end the video, as I wouldn't have much more to say. But today, I do actually have a little something to say here at the end. As you may have noticed, we recently reached a pretty important milestone. The LambdaGen YouTube channel has officially reached over 10,000 subscribers, and I can't thank you all enough for that. I've been making videos for the channel since 2018, and to have reached this number now feels unreal. There is, of course, more content to come in the near future. Heck, there will be a new video next week, like always, so stay tuned for that. Oh, and subscribe for that. That way you'll hopefully be notified when we release a new video. You know how YouTube is sometimes. And don't forget to share these videos around. That'll genuinely help us grow even larger. We got some awesome stuff coming in the future, and I really cannot wait to tell you all about it. But for now, what can I say except thank you.